All right, girls, are we ready to go out to new pasture? Huh? There you go. Go to it. Everybody head out for a new spot. Yeah, you can go. You can do it. It's just a four-wheeler. You can go right past it. There you go. They're not too sure about that four-wheeler. They want to go to new pasture. They're just not sure. Hey, it rained. Last 36 hours, we had about 1.5 inches of rain. Could have had more, but you know, either side it went a little bit that way, but I'll take whatever we get. Yesterday was in the 70s, today is in the 70s, and the sun's just coming out, and that's the first time in a couple days. Let's go out and check on the girls, where I put them, and then we're going to talk about something that's coming up, breeding season. All right, well, got them out here. It's still going to be dry for a while. The grass just grew, so how long it's going to be before we get any growth, if we get growth, it might come back, start getting hot. I don't know, but we'll take whatever we get. And it is getting close to fall. And if it's getting close to fall, you almost got to start thinking a little about breeding season. At least that is for us guys up north. We do it a little differently. Down south, I know the ram a lot of times just stays in with the ewes 365. Here we start putting them in the fall. And yeah, it's only August, but I thought there's a couple things we should go over because you got to get a little bit of a head start. At least I'm going to get a little bit of a head start. So let's talk about that. All right, so what we're going to talk about is getting ready for breeding season. I know in some cases it's, you know, a lot of times you go, well, there's ewes, I got the ram over there, let's go stick the ram in with the ewes, and there we go, we got it made. I kind of do things a little different. I start out a little sooner on that. And the biggest thing I want is I want my best conception rate I can have. All right, I want to get as many ewes bred as possible. So if you're going to do that, then the best thing is to have the ewes in the best shape as possible. To help them out whenever you can. A lot of times you'll hear people talk about flushing their ewes. And basically what they're discussing here is they're talking about giving them a lot more nutrition, giving them some extra nutrition just before they get ready to start breeding. That way, putting them in the best. They found that if you do that, your conception rate can be a little better, they'll ovulate a little better, and get things going for you in that respect. So that's one thing you can do. Now, another thing I started doing last year, and that is using a conception mineral, and it's called Duraferm. Now, Duraferm, here's a package, you can see it. Duraferm is a sheep concept aid. It's a mineral vitamin supplement that can help with your conception for your ewes. I used this last year. Actually, I got it. My daughter uses it for her goats, had been using it for her goats. So then I started using it. And basically, you know, last year I got a 100% conception rate. I was very happy with that. One nice thing is sometimes they say this can help lead to more multiple births. Whether you can prove that or not, I don't know, but that's what they claim. And I will say I had 3 first-time moms last year. 2 out of 3 had twins. So to me, I'm always figuring first-time moms, I'm saying, hey, I get a single. That's what we get. I kind of expect that. If I get a twin, it's a bonus. So if I got 2 out of 3 twins last year, I felt pretty good about that. So Duraferm is what I give. Now, I just picked up a bag the other day. Here's my plan. I'm going to tell you what my plan is, and doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. What it means is it's my plan. And what I'm going to do right now, we're here at about the middle of August. I think, right now today, I think I'm going to put my rams in on October 15th. All right, last year I put them in October 31st, and I got my first lambs March 31st. And then the first week of April, first few days of April, got a little bit more. And I'm sorry if we're a little bouncy, guys. The wind's blowing pretty good, so sorry if that might be bouncing my camera a bit. Anyway, I'm thinking of moving up to October 15th. That should put me about March 15th for my first lambs. I got plenty of room in the barn. I could put spaces in there to bring them in. So I thought, let's move this up a couple weeks. So with a March 15th date to put the rams in, then I'm going to back up 45 days and go to September 1. And September 1 is when I'm going to start giving the Duraferm. Basically, it's, as I said, it's a loose mineral, and all I'm going to do is I add a couple ounces every day on top. I top dress the feed with it. I bring out my can of feed, I throw that on top, mix it around good, toss it out. Who gets it, gets it, who doesn't, doesn't. They do also now make a tub. They make a protein concept tub. And I thought about doing that. My daughter changed this year to the tub. She's doing that. I thought about doing it, but they didn't have any of the 50s. They only had the 125. And I thought, man, I think I'd rather have done the 50s. And so I can kind of put one in, put another if I have to, or split them up if I end up splitting my ewes up later, want to keep them on it. So I decided I'm going to do the mineral. I think the mineral's a 40-pound bag. Should be around 30 bucks. Well, maybe a little more than that. The tub was well over 100 for a 125-pound tub. So the mineral is a cheaper route to go. But I'm going to top dress their feed. I'm going to start on September 1. That gives me 45 days with the mineral before the ram goes in. And I will continue the mineral as we go, even when the ram's in, because hey, the first ones may not get bred for, if they don't get bred in the first cycle, they may be a week or two before they get bred. So I'm starting to Duraferm now. And this is why I want to do this video now, because even though it's early, if you're thinking of something like this, this gives you an opportunity to start looking at things and seeing, hey, maybe I want to try that too. Hey, if it's only 30 bucks, what the heck, I can try that and give it a shot too. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, if I'm going in on the 15th of October for rams, then probably around the 1st of October, I'm going to increase the feed. There's going to be the flush. Start giving them more feed, more nutrition. I will up the grain on them 2 weeks before I put the ram in, and I'll continue it for a couple weeks after. So probably for a month, I'm going to do that. Pasture-wise, you can see we got, hopefully it cools. We got some rain. Hopefully we get some more. Maybe I can get this grass coming back to grow again. That's my hope. So I can have them still out here grazing. If I have to start feeding them some hay in September, I have a grass bale. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to save my alfalfa bale. And I'm going to save the alfalfa bale because if I have to give it, then what I'm going to do is on October 1, when I'm going to start moving that up, then I'm going to start giving some supplemental alfalfa. If they're still out here grazing grass, great. They're still out here grazing grass. I'm still going to give them some alfalfa. I got a bug in the lens. You won't be able to see me for the bug. There we go, get the bug away. So anyway, I'm gonna start giving alfalfa. If I have to give hay ahead of time, I'll just give them some grass. I figure the alfalfa's got more nutrients, gonna be a little better for them. So that's the way I'm setting mine up. We're gonna go with the Duraferm now, first of the month. We'll go 45 days with that. Then we're gonna go ahead around the 1st of October, flush those ewes with 2 weeks of a little bit better nutrition, so they get some better nutrition. There's been studies that show that's supposed to help out quite a bit. I'm thinking between the two, I hopefully end up with a very good conception rate. Maybe I can do 100% again this year. Maybe I'll get more multiple births, might throw a few triplets in. And overall, your lamb size might be a little bit bigger too. You might have a little bit better lamb size all the way around. So that's why I want to discuss it now. I know it's still August, and some guys it's probably way early you're thinking about, but if you're thinking of more than just throwing a ram in, if you're thinking of a conception aid, if you're thinking of flushing them and that type of stuff, then you might kind of start wanting to think a little sooner, start getting a little bit earlier thinking about it, starting to pick the dates that you're going to do and getting yourself ready for them. Well, looks like they're still digging around, finding a little bit of grass out here anyway. We'll see what happens. We've got a couple weeks. We'll start making some changes around again. I hope for some more rain. I'll tell you what, the cool weather is a lot nicer. Hey guys, we'll see you again next week.